right. What up? Happy Saturday morning. Recon Athlete episode 97. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez in studio today. What's up, man?
Back in the building, y'all. I'm doing good, man. How you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better than Zach right now. Apparently, he's not feeling well.
Over there.
He said in the messenger that he's feeling a little nauseous. So hopefully he doesn't have a sore throat and fever, you know? So,
hey, man, if you can smell, you're good.
yeah.
Apparently, that's another kind of thing they've said. Maybe more the smell test than the symptom test.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like if you can taste, you're golden. You're just...
Hold on. Yeah, that tastes like unsweet tea.
Cafe.
Yeah. But unsweet tea doesn't really have a taste.
It has a little bit of earthy taste.
A little bit of earthy taste, yeah. Do you do unsweet tea?
No, I'm a fat kid. I like sugar, so I got to get the sugar with the sweet tea. I mean,
Well, I went.
Go ahead.
Now, I went by Taco Shack. Shout out Big O this morning, and you know Freddie's a manager there, so he usually be like, hey, you want a drink or something? You know, like try to hook me up, whatever.
Right.
And he'll be like, I'll be like, yeah. Usually I get coffee, but I was like, I don't know. I went for a run this morning, and I didn't want to like drink coffee and then like be sitting here sweating. You know?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I'm already kind of warmed up, and I want to like drink coffee and then be like just be like sweating bullets over here. So I got me an unsweet tea, and yeah, it tastes like unsweet tea. So all right, man, what are we doing today? We're gonna do some Major League Baseball. Season's in jeopardy right now, man.
Bro, season is definitely in jeopardy. Yes, sir.
We're gonna talk some college football, and they're gonna talk some NFL top 10 players. And the West says Orlando Planet. Big O. Or are you talking about Orlando? You talking about Orlando Adiaga, or you talking about Orlando, Florida? West wants to know. I guess he's talking about maybe the NBA. Did you watch some NBA?
Yeah, I watched the Rockets last night. That
All
was
right.
cool.
You a Rockets fan?
A big Rockets fan, yeah.
Okay.
I kind of grew up in Houston area, LaPorte, Texas, when the Rockets were, Keem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler, when they were winning their championships, when Michael took his sabbatical.
Yeah.
So, yeah, big Rockets fans. We'll see how things fare for the season. Harden, I don't think you're going to come off the court, bro. So just keep doing what you can do.
Yeah. I saw him get hit in the groin area last night.
Yeah.
Is he okay?
I think so. He's looking like an old man without that headband.
Oh, really?
Got the hairline kind of, receding back. I mean, I think he's 30 plus, but at the same time, it's like
Looking like Braun.
maybe he needs to get on what Braun's on so that the hairline can come back.
Well, I mean, and I don't know. I mean, I guess this is how like I feel. It makes me feel old too, man. Because like they said the other day, like, oh, LeBron James been in the league 17 years. I was like,
He's only 35.
dang,
Yeah.
17 years. I was like, wow, man. I was like, I feel like he was a rookie just the other day. Go Mavs, says Wes. He's a Mavs fan.
Okay, cool.
Who won that game last night?
Rockets, 153, 149. Rockets.
Oh, so there was a lot of defense.
No. Yeah. No.
They were practicing social distancing.
This is live by the three, die by the three.
Yeah. Yeah. And I I didn't really get to watch Thursday, Friday. I got called into work Thursday, and then I had my regular shift last night up at Revelry. Shout out to Zach and Paul for coming in after Flex ATX.
Me, Snoop.
Zach and Snoop, my bad. They came in after the show, and we got busy last night. We got a lot of rain.
Yeah.
So and it really cooled things down, and so like it was pouring rain when I went in, right? I mean, like I had to like give me an umbrella. It was about 5 o'clock.
Oh yeah.
So I want to shout out to my friend, shout out to Amanda Carsey. She took me to the Great Hills Country Club yesterday to go play golf. We were on 18. I'm kind of going backwards here in a little bit. We're on 18. It starts sprinkling. We get to the clubhouse, thunder. I come home, take a shower, get to work at 5, pouring down rain. Stops raining at about 6 o'clock.
Okay.
We squeegee all the tables out in the patio. It feels really nice out last night.
Really?
It felt really nice out last night. Dude, our patio got full. Like inside there was some people in there, we got socially distanced chairs at the bar there. And, even Snoop came by last night and was like, man, it's kind of chilly out here. Cause it was about 9:30 or so by the time they got over here.
It was like that springtime after good rain, no humidity.
Yeah.
That kind of vibe.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Nah, it was nice, man. It was real nice. Shout out to everybody that's, enjoying that weather last night. Man, it's hot today though.
It's muggy outside.
This morning.
Yes.
This morning it was hot.
And I was walking over with my coffee, and I saw a couple of your neighbors kind of getting into their vehicles, and I was just like, man, I go, it's going to be a hot one. They're like, yep.
Yeah.
Because it's already there.
Yeah, it's getting up there.
Wait till that sun gets peak time.
Yeah. It's getting up there. So, but yeah, so I've been at the restaurant, so I haven't been able to watch a whole lot of basketball. I watched a little bit. I watched a little bit of the Lakers game the other night, Lakers Clippers. You know, I was just it was kind of on the TV, you know. I'm kind of working though, so I'm kind of like eyeing it a little bit. Watched a little bit of the Mavs Rockets game last night when Snoop and Zach came by. But didn't really get to catch a whole much, man. I haven't been able to, so I need to catch up.
Yeah,
I need to catch up. So, your thoughts on the game last night with the Mavs and the Rockets?
Man, like I was kind of just talking about, I think you know, Harden and Westbrook, I think is a great deadly combination, but there's so much strength, there's so much firepower in the West right now, and everybody's kind of been talking about how it's really going to probably come down to two teams in the West, which we saw Thursday night with the Clippers and the Lakers. And I think the only other team that can really challenge is probably the Rockets. But, you know, if everybody's on for the Lakers, I don't really see anybody stopping them this year. And with it being an abbreviated season, I think LeBron has to win this year and then probably ride somebody else's coattails. I know everybody thinks that's blasphemy, but, I mean, he's going to be 36 years old next year. And then a shortened season, shortened off season, trying to get that body to recover. I mean, the dude's a specimen, but at the same time, it's a lot of miles on a 36-year-old body.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be we got two different environments when it comes to what they got going on in the NBA with the bubble, and they're trying to get their season done. And you know, LeBron wants to win his championship. You know, like we were just talking about, and then they got the Major League Baseball with everybody going to they're traveling, they're going to hotels. You know, they're coming back home. They're doing a lot of different things. Venturing out too. And you know, before we get into that Major League Baseball, I just want to shout out to everybody on the watch party. BJ says good to have Paul back, and Wes is giving me crap about using an umbrella. I'm civilized, man. You know,
is that Wes? What is that Wes?
Wes, yeah, Wes Washington.
Wes, yeah, bro, waiting for you in that league, bro.
Oh yeah, join that league, man. Is he the only one? I haven't joined it. Did you send me one?
I sent everybody emails.
Okay, okay. I need to get in there. Who else is me? I know I haven't.
Of course, you, Lucero, who's probably nursing right now. There's quite a few of you. I'll only put it this way: Reed, Sarge, and James are the only ones. Okay. So there's like 6 of y'all. Okay. But y'all got till the 9th, so just saying.
Okay. All right, and we'll talk a little bit fantasy. Maybe we'll do some fantasy stuff on Wednesday.
Okay. I won't be here, but okay.
Okay, maybe next Saturday then.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be right before the draft. Okay, so that'll be good. Okay.
I'm going on vacation for everybody who doesn't know. Chris is gonna take over the helm for a week.
Of what?
What do you mean for what?
Take over what?
You're gonna take over the whole ship.
What?
Social media posts, uploads.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting a tutorial after the show.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll do my best. Wes says Lakers won't beat a full roster of the Clippers. We'll see. I don't know enough about the NBA, dude.
I'm gonna trust Wes.
I don't know enough about the NBA.
Hey Wes, I like your post on Facebook. FYI, bro. Just ends up.
I don't know. I gotta read up. I did try to listen to NBA radio the other day.
Really?
Yeah, I was trying to.
You took a break from baseball?
Yeah.
Had enough COVID?
I had enough. But I tried to. I'll try to listen to more NBA and then watch some more NBA highlights and stuff like that on YouTube. Yeah. Try to get caught up.
I'm kind of over baseball already just because of the way everything's being handled right now, and so I'm just kind of like, come on, guys. Like,
as far as the COVID breakouts.
Well, I think I'm more disappointed with the organizations. That's kind of my issue. Is like, if the NBA has kind of figured it out, and MLB has said, okay, we're going to let the franchise handle it. And if the franchises can't handle it, you kind of probably, as a league, you probably should have known that going into it. Mm-hmm. And I think time will tell because the NFL is going to have to travel. But to me, it kind of seems like the players were really strict to hold the NFL accountable to say, what are you doing to protect us when we're going to be traveling throughout the United States? Mm-hmm. And so I think the league kind of came up with a protocol I think it's called IDER, and they've kind of trickled down that to the franchise and say, this is the protocols, these are the steps, this is what you get to do. And it kind of seems like the MLB didn't do that. I don't know.
Well, they've done what they could, I guess. I mean, I think Major League Baseball, they were more worried about the money.
Seems that way.
Than actual safety protocols.
Yeah,
so now they got the money. They didn't really figure out the money thing. They just said, okay, it's going to be a 60-game season. Here we go.
Yeah, because for me,
let's go.
In my perception, the way it was with the NFL was that they handled safety first, and then they started discussing the money. Now they had a shorter window to get the money approved because they needed that agreement between the NFL and the NFLPA to make sure all of the precautions were taken to mitigate COVID before they started talking about money. Now eventually they got the deals done, but Rob Manfred, man, I don't know. I'm just saying it just seems money was the issue, money was the topic, and now you may lose money because your season's in jeopardy.
Yeah, you got about 6 teams that are kind of on hold right now because of coronavirus. I mean, of course, the Marlins aren't supposed to come back to play. Their season is suspended through tomorrow. It's supposed to come back Monday possibly. You have expanded rosters so that you can possibly pull up some guys, and I mean they had I think we were up to 18 players on the Marlins. Yeah, it was up to 18.
I think I saw 20, but yeah,
20?
20.
Okay. So maybe they're up to 20 now. I mean, that's pretty much your whole team. Pretty much your whole team.
That's even the players in the dugout, right?
Yeah, you got 30 man rosters right now. 2/3 of it is testing positive. So yeah, the good thing is the Marlins haven't. The Phillies, who they were playing. None of the Phillies players have come up positive. The couple of staff members have for Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So the Phillies are going to hopefully keep playing. Cardinals had a couple of staff members become positive. A couple players too. I got a text message from Bird, Eric Anderson this morning. Shout out to Bird. He's not on Facebook, so I don't think he gets on here. But he was like, he sent me a highlight of Mookie Betts throwing out a guy.
I saw that.
And he said, enjoy it while it lasts. It's going to be gone on Monday. So
really,
yeah, that's his feelings on it, and he's a baseball fan like me.
Okay.
So like he keeps up with, a lot of the things or a lot of the stuff that's going on. So me and him will text back and forth about baseball and his feelings right now. And, and his job, he has to drive around a lot. So he'll be listening to nonstop. Yeah. And so for him, his feeling, as a baseball fan like me, he's feeling like that it's not going to keep going past Monday. He believes. I think it's 50-50 at this point. It's affected one of the worst teams in the league. So they're not really worried about it. What's going to really raise the alarms is if, like I said before, Yankees or Dodgers, those two teams. If one of those two teams has an outbreak, then Major League Baseball is going to freak out.
What if they don't have anybody to play?
So,
then do you think they shut it down, or they just say, okay, we got 4 teams, we got the Phillies, Astros. I don't know the divisions are.
They're going to try. I mean, they've already said, okay, we're going to do 7-inning doubleheaders to try to make up some of these games.
Okay.
So I think they're even going to do some tomorrow.
Trying to get it in.
Try to get the games in. And they do 7-inning doubleheaders. I think they do in the minor league level. I believe in the college level they do that as well. That's another thing that they said might, not only the DH in the National League, but that's another rule that might go forward into 2021 and go forward if there's a doubleheader to do 7-inning games just for like player safety in general. I think that's dumb.
Do you think this is just paper chasing right now, just to get these games in for the advertising dollars?
I think a little bit, but also like they want everybody to try to play the same amount of games.
Okay.
And I think that's not going to happen. I know. I think it was they said 1981. There was a season where not everybody played the same amount of games. Because of I think it was a strike or something that was going on then. I don't know. I was one, so
I wasn't on the earth.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. Uh, so they're just trying to get the number of games played by everybody to be the same or as close to the same as possible.
You think they're trying to get to the postseason, try to get a championship, just so they can say, hey, look, there's equity in everybody's season.
I think
go ahead and move forward.
I think the faster they get to the postseason, the better.
Yeah.
So maybe they should start doing more doubleheaders.
Or like you said, expedite it, 100%. Doubleheaders.
Do more doubleheaders.
Yeah.
Instead of doing 2 9-inning games, just do 2 7-inning games on the. So, I'm just saying, do doubleheaders all the time.
Looking for a solution. There it is.
Move it on.
Yeah.
Move it on. So.
Are we trying to move up? Maybe playoffs? Or are we talking about maybe move them up to October?
September
and then move forward.
I would look at it if I were Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
Especially if these numbers keep going up. So and if I'm the NFL, I'm looking at Major League Baseball going, ooh, I don't know what's going on here.
Have you seen some of the videos of the NFL?
Mm-mm.
Like they're not even. A lot of guys are wearing a face mask and they're also wearing the shield.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're just trying to mitigate if they're having team meetings.
They have a thing on their wrist too, like a.
They're being they're on lockdown, man. Yeah. They're being monitored, GPS. It's kind of crazy, but they're trying to put a product on the field, and they're going to do everything. They're going to take every precaution. It seems every precaution necessary to do that, and I haven't seen other leagues do that. I mean, it's something new for me, and so. I really thought when this all broke out, when we had Snoop Daniel sitting right here and Rudy Gobert touching all these mics and the NBA and the NBA shutting down, I said the NFL's going to have to come up with a strategy. I think they would be the saving grace, and we're going to find out if they did something right or if nobody just has a clue what to do.
I mean, I don't think they will.
No faith. If any sports league were to figure it out, which one would it be?
I thought it would be Major League Baseball.
Why?
Because those players are more disciplined than anybody else.
How so?
Because they have the longest season.
But that just means they just play more games. That doesn't mean they're more disciplined.
Okay. So, I don't know. I just don't see or hear of stories of a lot of Major League Baseball players,
going to Magic City?
Right.
Well, they did. That's the rumor.
It's a rumor.
Yeah.
It's a rumor.
That's why I followed it up.
Right. So I'm just saying. I just you see that stuff on Twitter and stuff, look at what Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott did. I mean, during quarantine, they had a party. You know what I mean? You see that stuff.
They weren't in their season. And there's also players who've come out and said, if there's players who've gone and tagged other players and said, if you will just stay at home until February of 2021, all bottles on me. And I'm sure that those messages are going out privately to say, all you young guys, just fall back and stay where you need to be so we can all go get a check for this season, and then we'll pop bottles after the season's over. I don't know. We'll find out. That's just where I'm at with it.
Well, I mean, I think with Major League Baseball, it's the traveling right now that's really putting everybody in the.
I think it's the traveling from the hotel to whatever place you're going outside of your hotel. If you would quarantine in your hotel, I don't think there'd be a problem. But it's when you go out.
So you believe you believe the NFL is going to do that with their?
I believe that the NFL is going to monitor everybody 100%. You cannot go to these areas. You have to stay in this area. That's the only way it would work.
I mean, do you think they're going to do that?
They're being monitored. And if I were the security teams for these franchises, you monitor every single person that you have. You would have to essentially your high risk players. That security team is going to be monitoring their movement. You would have to.
Okay. All right.
We'll find out.
I mean, if there's any sport that you're gonna get COVID, I mean, there's not a whole lot. I mean, the Marlins, obviously, I mean, just the contact of it, to me, just the contact of the NFL, like, there's gonna be a lot more spread if one person gets it. I mean, we already see. I mean, we're seeing. You had a whole team, the Marlins, test positive pretty much, and the team that they played, because of the lack of, touching and being around each other, you don't see the Phillies coming down with it. Now the Marlins probably didn't do the things that they were supposed to do, but I just think with the NFL, if you got a right guard that's got COVID, you think his tackle and his center and then the guy across from him that he plays against for 3 hours might catch something.
Well, if everybody's being tested, which they are, and they're being monitored, and if they come up negative, if everybody in that bubble is negative, how are they going to contract?
Because the way the disease works is you get the disease and you don't test positive a day or two later.
So if by that logic, then why even have a season?
Exactly. So why are we doing this?
I think we should do it because we want to have a product that we put on the field.
But I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not saying don't have a season. I'm saying the inherent way you play football is through contact.
Yes.
The inherent way you play baseball is not through contact. So I mean, you're going to be able there. If there's going to be if one person has it, it's going to spread because of the contact that everybody has. There's more chance of the contact of spreading the virus.
That's not what I'm arguing. What I'm arguing is that if you get tested and you stay where you're isolated, where you're supposed to be, and you go from that location to practice, that location to the game, and if you play a game and there's
I just don't think it's going to happen.
I understand. That's fine, but I'm just saying that's a pretty
that's not going to happen.
Dreadful outlook to have moving forward.
That's not going to happen because there's so many people involved. There's way more people involved in the NFL. I mean, how many people are on a roster? You know how many people are on the NFL roster? 53. Right. You think all 53 and then all the coaches, and I mean, I just don't see it.
That's a dreadful outlook, bro.
I just don't see it.
I'm sorry you can have that way.
I'm not saying it's gonna end the season. I'm just saying you're not gonna go through a whole NFL season without a team having a COVID-19 outbreak. I just don't see it.
I'm not saying there's not going to be an outbreak. I wouldn't say an outbreak. I'm not saying no one's going to contract it. I'm just saying that for us to have a product and talk about it and to have an event, I think we should kind of be as optimistic as we can.
No,
so that
absolutely.
we can have that product to
enjoy. For sure. But, I mean, I'm just saying there's going to be a team in the NFL that has an outbreak similar to the Marlins.
I don't believe that.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't.
Why?
Because of the monitoring and the tracking of all the players. That's what we just talked about.
Okay. All right. So when they do, we will.
Let's put qualifiers on it. What's an outbreak? Let's define it. 2 people, 6 people, 10 people.
You make the rules. I'll let you make the rules.
Okay. If
I'll let
7
you make the
people
rules.
or more,
7 people or more.
That's an outbreak. Is that fair?
Staff members or players?
No, players.
Just players.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Marlins had 18 to 20. That's the rumor.
So 7 players or more on an NFL team.
Right.
Which. Okay, 7 players or more on an NFL team. That's fair.
Okay. And how many does St. Louis have?
And out of St. Louis,
the Cardinals.
They had 2.
They had 2. Okay. So I wouldn't consider that an outbreak.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're still testing them.
Sure.
I mean, they could come more test. They can test them tomorrow. They can test them Monday or Tuesday, and they could,
so now we're gonna put a total on it.
No, I'm just saying. Oh. I'm just saying for the Cardinals, they might have it, but they'll be testing negative right now, but then test positive down the road.
Yeah,
that's a possibility. Just saying. And I feel like for you to say that not one NFL team is going to have 7 players or more, it's bold.
Okay.
It's optimistic. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it. It's not going to happen though. Sorry.
Man, we need to change that outlook.
It's not going to happen.
We're gonna work on that.
Maybe if we get like Zach said last night, maybe if we get a vaccine, he was saying that Fauci was saying that we might have a vaccine by the fall.
Fauci has so much information coming in and out. I don't know what's true.
So, yeah. Oh, Wes says 4 now. Well, it was 4. It was 2 players and 2 staff members. So that's the last I've heard. But everybody's on Twitter, like trying to,
be Dr. Fauci.
Well, no, I'm saying like just to learn, just to get all the news about who's being, who's testing positive and whatnot. And you see some baseball there. There's one, I can't remember his name, but there was one Marlins infielder who opted out. He was like, he's like, he tested negative. He was like, I'm done.
Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of NFL players do that. We're seeing a lot of NFL players just say, nah, it's not worth it right now for family issues, for family reasons, for their own health. They're deciding, nah, I'm just not going to play. I'm like, all right, cool, man. You're going to make, if you're high risk, you'll make $350K. If you're not high risk, you'll make $150K for the season.
Okay. What is that? What is a high risk? Is that
like the right tackle for the New England Patriots, Cannon? He has an autoimmune disease, so he's a high risk candidate. And they actually found that when he was coming out of TCU, when he got drafted, they kind of found that in his physical that he had autoimmune disease that he had to he didn't know about it. And then they found it and they said, oh, okay, dropped his draft stock. And so he would be a candidate who's high risk.
Okay.
Somebody who's type 1 diabetes.
So he gets $350,000.
I mean, that's probably nothing for him with his probably current salary, but yeah, that's going to be a salary from the NFL. And if you're low risk, like Marquise Goodwin, he opted out because he had some trouble building a family, and so now he has a daughter, and he wants to kind of keep it low key for the season, and he's picking his wellness over this year for the football season. I'm like, all right, cool, man, that's your right. I've always said that from the beginning. If you feel like you don't want to play, you have that right.
And there's a lot right now, right?
There's a lot of players who are not high profile, but the most high profile players have been on the Patriots so far. But yeah, I would probably say each team will probably have two or three high profile athletes who don't play. Maybe per team, maybe like 6 or 7 total.
Okay. Yeah. And we need to know what was the was there a deadline? There was a deadline, right, for them to opt out?
It's in August.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I think it's mid-August. I want to say, yeah, I'm just going to stick with mid-August. I don't know the exact date off the top of my head.
Hey, so we're going to have our draft before that date? All right.
Strategy.
You're going to have to try to look up, who's got families and small children before you do your draft, if you're going to do it before that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Did you do that on purpose?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. I think BJ probably already knows how many kids each player has. He probably does, dude.
Knowing BJ?
Yeah.
Like, we're entering his domain in fantasy land.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 97, Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez. Shout out to Zach Luceto, not feeling well this morning. So he felt nauseous.
Well, we know he doesn't drink, so it's not that.
Yeah. He had too many Dr. Peppers.
Dr. Pepper Queens.
So, college football. Paul, you put on here. What did you put on here? BYU and Tarleton. What was that about? I heard about this, but I didn't look into it.
So, because
Tell me about it.
Because the Big 12 only has 10 teams in it, although it's called the Big 12. They would only have 9 games. And so to fill an 11-game season, they'd have to add 2 more teams. And in order for them to do that, the other independent would probably be BYU. And then new to D1 is Tarleton State, which is not really affiliated with the conference yet. And so if you were to have that season, it's like, what, do you play 9 games and then play in conference and then play everybody, nearly once or twice? And then have a Big 12 championship? I mean, I don't know, maybe. But if you were to add those 2 teams, you could play a full season, have every game locked up for the 2020 season, and then whoever the top 2 teams at the end of the year would be play a Big 12 championship. Okay. What did you just see?
BJ says the deadline is tomorrow.
The deadline for opting out?
Yeah.
I was looking it up while you asked me that question.
Yeah. And then Wes says NHL starts tonight. Wes been playing the NHL on Xbox or whatever, PlayStation. Yeah. So, I mean, sorry, I got off track there. So, Tarleton State. Who's trying to play them?
What?
Who's trying to play Tarleton State?
Who's trying to?
Yeah.
Well, right now, nobody. I mean, but for Tarleton State, I think it would be a great revenue year.
I mean, I guess.
Who do you bring in?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just keep it. I think the way things are. I think
9 games.
I think you just have to.
Everybody else is going to play 11.
You're just gonna have to.
And then how does that impact you potentially getting selected? If you're a 10-win Big 12 champion and then you have a 10-1 SEC team that's left out, I mean, what do you do?
I mean, I don't know. It's going to be day by day. And it's going to be.
You wouldn't have Tarleton. I mean, I don't know. I mean, why not? Everybody's going to get a W.
Just to get a W?
Let them make their money. Let them pay for the new facilities they're building.
I guess. So just put a Little Sisters of the Poor
Dude,
University.
That's horrible, bro.
University.
That's horrible.
On your schedule.
Little Sisters of the Poor?
I mean, you know what I mean? It's a cliche. It's an old cliche.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Just saying. You ever heard that? You ever heard anybody say that?
Yeah, that's antiquated, but yes, I've heard it.
Why is it antiquated?
Because it's old.
What do you mean?
It's an old reference.
To?
Little Sisters of the Poor, somebody who's poor, not as well off.
Small college. Yeah.
Okay.
It's also an actual. There's actually nuns.
It's actually yes.
Yeah. So I'm glad you knew that. Most people don't. But I'm just saying.
I grew up Catholic.
You should go back.
We'll talk about that.
They
They got some messes they need to clean up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's true. As does everyone. I just don't think the difference between 9 and 11 games. I mean,
it's not the 9. It's the 10-win champion and the 10-1 team that's left out of a big conference that go to the potential playoff. We've seen it
doesn't
in the
matter.
past.
I mean, I think at this point it doesn't matter.
So you're not concerned with a Big 12 representative in the college football playoff?
No.
Because it's always Oklahoma? What if it's Texas?
It's not going to be Texas.
That's why I said what if. That's why I said what if it's Texas.
Oh, it's not going to be, so I'm not worried about it.
Chris.
And if it is, then whatever. Then, okay, you lose. You lost out on beating up on Tarleton State. And then so you don't have 11 wins. I mean, I guess just put them on the schedule then. I'd rather than play BYU, even though BYU will probably beat them. And beat them, I mean Texas. I don't know. I just think at this point, safety over. So
not playing any sports over everything.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna do a 9-game season, then just do a 9-game season. If somebody else can do 11-game season, then they'll do 11-game season. But I mean, don't try to force anything at this point. I feel like you're trying to force things to happen if you're trying to like play a team like Tarleton State. You know?
But I understand Notre Dame is not Tarleton State, but at the same time, why is the issue of bringing in a team like that challenging? Like, to just think about.
It gives more opportunity for, people to become infected with the virus. I mean, if everybody's worried about, safety.
I'm not, but
safety's
it seems like you are.
Well, safety's number one. I mean, did you not say that? You're going back and forth.
No, I'm talking
about
putting a product on the field. That's what we talked about. Okay. Now, I understand the schools, the organizations, the leagues, that's their issue to figure out.
Okay.
I mean, is that not true?
Yeah.
Okay, so once they figure it out, if they made the decision to move forward, then I think that should be our focus.
Okay. So why force a games to get 10 or 11 games? And why try to, they've already said they're going to do 9 games and just do 9 games. Why try to add any more games?
Because it's a topic we can talk about on the show and entertain it and see if we can kind of just find some functionality.
Well, yeah. And I'm saying no, and you're saying yes.
All right.
Fair enough. I'm saying no. Why you just don't beat up on Tarleton State? Poor guys.
Chris the Merciful.
I'm just saying, man. I mean, I don't like watching those type of games, dude.
But you wouldn't watch it anyway.
No. But why? I mean, I don't know. I don't even think they should play those type of games. I think the worst games in college football every year is like week 11 when Alabama plays, Hofstra.
And Alabama cuts that school a huge check to fund their entire football season.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure, but I mean it's boring as hell. Nobody wants to see that. They played on SEC Network. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I don't know. I guess it's fun for Alabama fans.
Yeah.
I mean, Yeah. Yes. Boring.
Okay.
Boring. I mean, I don't know. Boring. Yeah, exactly. All right. Recon Athlete, episode 97. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez. Shout out to Wes all over our watch party here. He's betting Chubby. He can't beat him once in a 9-game series in NHL. We gotta play that game. And he also says he's also talking about me here. Paul, he drives a Benz, so he looks down on us. Fancy umbrella man.
Wow. So you got dimed out. Cool.
Fancy umbrella man. That's my new name. That's my new name. All right. What was the last topic that we were going to talk about? I already forgot. Oh, yeah. Top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I have to get in my messenger now.
It's not here.
No, dude, because I have to be on your Facebook. Did you put it on?
But it's in the messenger, which everybody's in, which including me.
Yeah, but I mean, there's a lot. Have you seen this? There's a lot going on here, and I don't like to go off of this.
I've done that before.
Yeah, I just don't like to get off of this page because I don't want. You never know what's going to happen. So let me go to my messenger here. Second, Paul. Just saw your message to Zach. All right, NFL top 10 of 2020. Number 10, Derrick Henry. That's your boy.
Derrick Henry was a beast in the playoffs last year.
That was the only time he was. Number 9, Stephon Gilmore. Number 8, DeAndre Hopkins. This is kind of surprising. Number 7, George Kittle. Kind of surprising to me.
And these are voted on by players, too, so that's something, a caveat you need to kind of take into consideration.
Okay, number 6, Christian McCaffrey. Number 6?
Yeah, number 6.
Number 5, Michael Thomas. Number 4, Patrick Mahomes. Number 3, Aaron Donald. Number 2, Russell Wilson. And number 1, Lamar Jackson.
Remember, voted on by players. A little spite there for number 4?
I think so.
I think a lot.
I think so.
But for Russell Wilson to be 2, I mean,
I like Russell Wilson though, man. I think he's a really good quarterback. I think he's a really good quarterback.
I think he's just, he's Mr. Rogers. He's just Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, but he's really good quarterback.
Be my neighbor.
I think he's really good. I don't think he gets as much as much claim to fame. Well, he is. Yeah, he's well known. But I think if he played somewhere else other than Seattle, I think he'd be even bigger than he is.
In a bit like a larger market?
Larger market.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he'd be so I think Russell Wilson, he just really, really good quarterback. Lamar Jackson at number 1.
But you're telling me he's better than Mahomes?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't think so. I don't. I think maybe okay. Maybe he's
Is he better than is Aaron? Well, let's stay on Russell Wilson.
Okay. I think he's obviously more experienced. He has a Super Bowl win.
Should have 2.
Yeah. Run the ball.
Pete Carroll.
Run the ball. Although that did win me a bet during that Super Bowl.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How did that go down? We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it later. It was one of those parlay things. Whatever. I think he's just overall better quarterback, maybe. No, I can't even say that.
Then who? Then
I can't even
Mahomes?
say that. Yeah, I was going to say Mahomes, but
he's
just more experienced.
Do you think he's a better technician?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a better technician.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, he's a better technician.
I think Mahomes, a few years from now, after he's got the experience and the off seasons and all the, time in the film room that Russell Wilson has at this point in his career,
right?
I think Mahomes would probably be, if you were able to put them side by side, with the experience factor, I think Mahomes would be better.
Yeah, if you want to equally give their careers a fair review at the same time, I totally believe that. And I think, I don't think the Chiefs lost the whole. They lost their running back, Damian Williams, I believe, who opted out, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire will be there to fill that role, who they drafted in the first round. So I don't think the Kansas City is going to miss a beat. Edwards-Helaire caught a lot out of the backfield for LSU. I think it just replaces that role for Williams. He's maybe not as fast, but I mean they got the cheetah on the field too.
How high is he going to go in fantasy drafts?
Edwards-Helaire or Mahomes?
Edwards-Helaire.
Maybe second round.
Yeah. Real high.
Real
Everybody's talking about that, dude. All right, so let's go back to this top 10. Derrick Henry, I just went down real fast. Derrick Henry at 10. You're a big Derrick Henry fan. I don't know why.
Is it the Alabama?
No.
Inconsistency? Okay, that's fair.
That's fair. Inconsistency. Also, his running style. I don't know, he's
got that Eric Dickerson running real high.
He's just like he's gonna get hurt.
But he's a
some
huge
point.
human, dude.
Yeah, he's just gonna get hurt at some point running like that. Stephon Gilmore at number 9.
I think that's fair.
I think it's fair.
He's a shutdown corner.
Yeah, and what I like is the fact that there's only. Well, I don't really like it, but I'm kind of surprised that there's only 2 wide receivers in this top 10. That being DeAndre Hopkins at 8 and Michael Thomas at 5. Surprised by that?
No. Mm-mm. I think DeAndre Hopkins is a better receiver than Michael Thomas. It's just Michael Thomas has Drew Brees thrown to him. That's, I think, the difference there.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know, but Michael Thomas he's a flat out beast. It's just I've had inconsistency with Michael Thomas on my roster. Not last year, but the year before. I kind of had some challenges with him and having to bench him, and then he'll have a big blowout game, and I'm just like, bro, like, why is it the week you're on the bench?
You just have to keep playing him.
Yeah, you kind of just ride him out.
You have to ride him out.
Yeah, and
you have to.
In the league I play in, it's like you better perform every week or you're just not going to play.
Yeah. And so this is the top 10 of 2020 as voted by the players themselves, the top 10 players. Michael Thomas at number 5. Do you think in this list, obviously how well the players are liked popularity-wise but throughout the league, do you think that has anything to do with it? Or do you think the players are able to like look at this like, objectively and say, I'm just looking at the product on the field?
For the top 4, Aaron Donald was 1 last year. He was number 1. Lamar Jackson, I think, is number 1 because of the performance he put out. I think if I had to say, I think maybe the top 10 is probably objective, but before that, there's probably some popularity going into it. But I think in this, when you get towards number 1, you got to respect that man's game.
Yeah, and I think also too, because like you sometimes you watch those NFL films or you watch the guys kind of talk about different players, and I think some of it is like how much respect these players get from the opposing team. Like how much film that they have to watch, how much the opposing most of these guys are offensive players, so how much does the defensive coordinator have to plan out something for these players? And I think that's something that could come into this, and say like, oh, okay, you got to watch 11, or you got to watch 85, or we got to watch whatever. They don't really ever say their names; they always call them by their numbers. But I think that has a little bit to do with this as well, because these players, they have the best seats in the house. They're either playing across from them or on the sidelines watching them play. And then watching film of them, all the time. So I'm kind of surprised by George Kittle being up there at number 7. Are you tight end?
Yeah, for me, I think Kittle was Garoppolo's like number 1 receiver just because he was purely a security blanket, and he probably wasn't the number 1, but it just kind of had that kind of feeling. But I think for Kittle, his work ethic and what he does, I think outside of the field, in the locker room, dependable, the guy who's going to outwork everybody. I think that's kind of why he got up that high. And he was like the next Gronk. Everybody was like, when Gronk retired temporarily, he came in and kind of filled that role as being like the number 1 tight end in the league. And I don't know, maybe he's just a matchup nightmare for some guys. and there's nobody who can really cover him linebacker wise. And so when they drop a safety, you got to give him a lot more respect.
Yeah.
Because if he's beating up your secondary, I mean, people are obviously going to put that as put that high up on the list. And so maybe that's why he ended up at 7. But for me, a tight end that end up that high, it's usually Gronk we see up there, but never. I don't know how high Gronk's been. I don't know about in the top 10.
Yeah, that's a lot of respect for George Kittle. Being in the top 10 is voted on by the players. And then Christian McCaffrey at number 6. Are you surprised he's outside of the top 5? Not really. With the I guess with the top 5 that are in there, I guess it's not.
Yeah, it's not outrageous.
Yeah,
and he's the highest rated running back. I mean, I think a lot of people put a lot of, I guess, weight in McCaffrey's stock. I don't know why. I mean, I know he's great out of the backfield. I know he can catch. I know he can block, but I don't know how durable he's going to be carrying that kind of workload. But I mean, he's obviously doing something right to be voted that high, and the players respect it, man. And so they put them up there at 6.
Okay. Yeah. And we already talked about Michael Thomas. That's actually BJ's favorite player. He claims that Michael Thomas will win him Super Bowls, which he has, I think, before. Patrick Mahomes at 4, Aaron Donald 3, Russell Wilson 2, Lamar Jackson 1. And I think, we already talked about this. Patrick Mahomes at 4. Wow.
A lot of spite.
Just because of what? What do we think the spite is for Patrick Mahomes?
Probably winning the Super Bowl. That's part of it.
And then getting that bag.
I don't know. I'd be curious to know when they voted, because he got that contract like a few weeks ago. It's not like he got the contract in February, right after the Super Bowl. I'm maybe Pat talks a lot that we don't know about.
Then buying into the Royals.
And I mean, that just happened too. So I don't know when this was voted on, but for Patrick to be behind another quarterback in Russell Wilson, and he's the 3rd highest rated quarterback. I understand he's 4, but I mean, you're putting Aaron Donald. I can see, I get that, but Russell Wilson, I don't see. If you even moved Aaron Donald to 2 and Pat to 3 and Russell to 4, I was like, yeah, I could see that. But when he's 4 and Russell's 2, I'm just like, bro, what are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
I mean, maybe Russell's done a lot for his team. Like I've heard where he bought Amazon stock years ago for his linemen when he won, when he got his first bag. And it's like, what if those linemen went to other places, or other players went to other places, and they just talked really high about Russell? And he can burn you. And Russell also burns you late.
Yeah,
he'll burn you late in games. And Russell really hasn't had a receiver over 6 foot to throw to until last year with DK Metcalf. I mean, he's been dealing with really small receivers majority of his career.
Yeah.
Now, early he leaned on beast mode and Marshawn Lynch, but I mean, he's still the quarterback, and maybe his Mr. Rogers personality, Mr. Nice Guy, is what's carried the day for him to put him to 2. But I don't. If you're telling me I have to pick between Lamar, Russell, and Patrick, I'm taking Mahomes. I'm not taking the other 2.
How do you rank those 3?
Pat, Lamar, Russell.
Okay.
Right now, after last season, after that body of work, Pat, Lamar, Russell.
I can't argue with that.
It'd be hard to.
I can't. And I think with those 3, I mean, you can switch them all up, and I really wouldn't be. I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be disappointed with any ranking for those 3 guys.
And the other thing you really have to, I think, too, is I talk about the spike, because those teams that Patrick had to beat in the second half of going all the way to the Super Bowl, because he beat you in the second quarter and on in all of those games, in the divisional round, in the championship round, in the Super Bowl. Late wins to get the W's. And man, that was sure pissed me off if I was a player. I understand he's great. You can see the arm angles he's throwing from. You can see throwing off his back foot, throwing across the field, and you're just like, how does the man do it? And I'm sure that's why he gets pushed all the way to 4. But man, he wasn't 2 and he wasn't 3. And I'm just saying that Maybe that's where the popularity is. Maybe in that top 4. And it's like, nah, Pat, you're great.
Yeah.
But right now, you're gonna have to hold your water for another year.
So BJ, Russell Wilson, best quarterback in the NFL. I might have to agree with that.
Say that again.
Russell Wilson, best quarterback in the NFL. Because honestly, I would probably go, like, if I had to rank those 3, I'd probably go Russell, Pat, Lamar. That's just me. And I don't know what BJ would do, but
We'd start with Russell for sure.
yeah, I don't know how we do with Pat Lamar, but yeah. But like I said, I mean, if you said, I would start a franchise with either 3 of those guys. Then to me, like, I think all those guys are great.
Now, I also have to say this too. Russell doesn't have the weapons Lamar or Pat has. That's another thing.
No,
not even close.
As far as the legs. Oh, you're talking about
his
talking about the receivers,
skill players.
He
doesn't have those. He doesn't have them. Right. I get that. Now, if you're telling me, if you're going to give me Russell on the Chiefs, Russell on Dallas, Russell on the 49ers, yeah, I'm like, okay, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're going to tell me you're going to put even skill players on all teams, I'm like, okay, I can maybe entertain Russell because I know the mental strength and discipline and late game ability that he has. And so I would be, okay,
yeah,
I could see that for 100%.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me the teams they're on, I'm going to roll with Pat.
Yeah. And Russell's he's consistent, Emo's on here talking about, I don't know, who you talking about, Emo? He said he puts up ugly numbers in PPR league. PPR league doesn't really matter for quarterbacks.
No.
Okay. Maybe he's talking about Russell Wilson. I think I had Russell Wilson. I like Russell Wilson on my fantasy leagues because I never have to reach for him.
Yeah, that's fair.
He always slips. Everybody just
12, 13.
Yeah.
The round 12, 13, you'll find him.
Always slips.
Yeah.
And he's consistent. He's not going to have like these, huge number of games, but he's going to be, a rock solid, consistent quarterback that you don't have to reach for really high in a fantasy draft. So, I'm a fan. All right, Recon Athlete, episode 97. Chris Sanchez, Paul Rodriguez. Shout out to Zach Lucetto. Not feeling well this morning. He's just feeling a little nauseous. Take a pregnancy test. Let's see. Emo says means Russell Wilson can't hit the end zone for points. Okay. All right. Shout out Emo. We're not talking about the Dolphins still because you didn't join the league. I told him I was looking for when we were looking for members.
Yeah.
In the league. I was like, hey, BJ, Emo. I was like, y'all gonna join the league? Emo was like, I'm out. I was like, all right, well, we're not gonna talk. We're not talking Dolphins this year because you're not gonna be in the league.
All right. You were invited.
I know.
I'll be honest with you. I thought I was gonna have to answer questions about that with Emo. I was like, well, BJ's here, Wes is here, Reed's here, Emo's not, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to have to answer this question about Emo one day, and then now that you tell me you had invited him,
I invited him.
Cool. Now I don't have to worry about it.
I invited, everybody that's consistently on the watch party.
Yeah.
BJ, Emo, Wes, who else? Reed.
Mm-hmm. Reed.
Yeah. I mean, everybody that's are consistent,
yeah,
are super fans. Invited all those guys. So, and they all accepted except for Emo. I don't know why, dude. It's free.
Mm-hmm. You actually can win.
You actually win. Wait, what?
So we're gonna do.
Okay, what are we doing?
We're doing Kreitz merchandise, T-shirt, hats, as well as both winners will get T-shirt and hats, and then first place will be $150 gift card, and then second place, which would be Super Bowl runner-up, would be a $75 gift card.
Okay.
So I mean, there's quite a bit of money. There's quite a bit of barbecue on the line.
Should we do a points champion for the regular season?
We'll have to add another prize.
Well, we'll just do like a hat and a shirt.
Sure, we can do that. So overall points.
Yeah, overall points.
Okay, well then we'll add that.
Kreitz Market.
So we'll have 3 winners. Well, I mean, what happens if Super Bowl winner is points champion?
You get Christmas present for somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I like to in my leagues I like to reward the person that
We do the same thing.
You know,
we do the same thing.
that does well throughout the season. Emo, so
What?
he says, "Fine, count me in."
Too late.
We're full, dude. See, he didn't. You know what? I don't think I didn't tell him it was free.
Oh, you didn't tell me it was free.
Yeah.
Muchacho.
Dang, that's what it was. It's free, dude. Of course, it's free. I gotta be. Oh, we don't gamble. I'm a recon athlete.
Never.
Duh. All right, other topics as assigned, Paul. You got anything?
That Joey Bosa contract, man, re-upping.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I
did see it, but what was it?
I didn't look at the numbers, but I just wanted to talk about
Go ahead.
how we're talking about these big defensive ends coming out of Ohio State and them just kind of being a factory for them. So Joey getting broken off. I'm sure Nick will get broken off by 49ers, and then Chase coming up with Washington that has no name. So defensive ends, man, a huge moneymaker for him. And it was an extension. I think it was like 6 years, wasn't it?
So it's 5 years, 135 million. Signing bonus of 35 million. Fully guaranteed roster bonus due on August 15th of 7 million. 2020 base salary 1 million fully guaranteed at signing. 2021 base salary 13.75 million fully guaranteed at signing. 2022 base salary 21.25 million fully guaranteed at signing. So he's getting paid $1 million this year.
Yeah, but in California and the taxes probably be like 300.
And then 13.75 next year. It's quite a raise. And then 21.25 in 2022. In 2023, he's getting 24 million guaranteed at signing, fully guaranteed as of the third day of the 2022 league year. 2024 roster bonus of 7 million due on the third day of the league year. 2024 base salary will be 15 million. 2025 roster bonus of 8.36 million. And then 2025 base salary 17 million. $35 million signing bonus is second only to Aaron Donald among all defensive players. And all this information according to Pro Football Talk .NBCSports.com. So, it's not $500 million like Patrick Mahomes, but
these guys are making hundreds of millions of dollars to play a kids game.
Mm-hmm.
It's tremendous. And so all you high school players out there, pick your position wisely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Myles Garrett got 5 for 125
after he cracked over that quarterback. That's crazy. He gets suspended. Myles Garrett gets suspended, sits his suspension, then comes back and gets broken off.
Garrett's full guarantee at signing is $28 million less than Bosa's. Wow.
Yeah,
Myles, you might want to look at your agent, bro. Check him out.
I don't know, man, but see, the Cleveland, Ohio doesn't have the same taxes as California, and plus, I mean, I understand there's still a lot of money, but I don't know, maybe
$28 million in taxes. You think it's paying?
No, I'm just saying that the taxes I think are for California is something to take into consideration.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because I mean,
I see what you're saying.
And then I don't even know what local taxes I don't know if LA County is taking out anything because they're in Los Angeles. So there's a lot of money. I mean, I don't know. Those agents, they get paid a lot of money for a reason. So
yeah,
just to handle that negotiation for the contracts.
All right. Other topics as a sign. I think Wes gave us some homework. He said, "Y'all watching Last Chance U?"
Not yet.
You have Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We should start watching that, I guess.
Apparently, it's the last season for football.
Oh, really?
This season, yeah.
I'll start watching it.
This is the last season.
I'll start watching it. I'm not really watching. Like I said, I don't really watch a whole lot of. I don't have time to watch a whole lot of TV right now.
Did you watch it before? Any of
the
past seasons?
I think I watched the first season.
Oh, okay.
The only season I've watched lately, like honestly, within the last 3 months, was The Boys on Amazon Prime. It's about superheroes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's actually pretty dang good.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the premise?
That it's actually like the premise is there's superheroes in like real life, you know, like in our world, not like a DC world or a Marvel world.
Oh,
You know, it's like in, you know, real world. Like they'll even have references like, you know, such and such superhero makes his first movie with Seth Rogen, you know, or
okay.
you know, and they have like real life people, you know, like celebrities and, you know, athletes and stuff.
So it's like a modern superhero,
But superhero,
modern time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's really good. So yeah, The Boys. You have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you get Amazon Prime. I mean, you get a
lot of stuff.
You get a lot of things. You know.
I wish they'd give Amazon Music with it, but I also do Audible. That's kind of how I like read my books, but I listen to them.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, man, I
need to get that.
Yeah,
I need to do that on my runs.
Yes, that would be a great thing for the runs, or if you're driving around, like if you got a road trip. But yeah, Audible, I use it like when I'm working during the day.
Yeah.
If I'm not, and that's the great thing too, is like if I got to make a phone call.
Hashtag no ads.
Hashtag no ads. Yes, thank you. I'll just pause real quick and then I'll pick it back up. Like right now, I'm listening to the Intelligent Investor.
Okay.
And so just trying to get a little bit insight on
Nice.
on how that works, and just being a little bit more savvy about growing a little bit of wealth.
All right, let's get into real estate.
Yeah, and that's the great thing is like with real estate, there's so many ways to make money with that. You can go into real estate ETFs. You can go into real estate contracts. You can go to wholesaling. You can go to BRRRR, BRRR. There's so many different things you can do in real estate. You just got to have a little bit of capital.
Let's do it.
And Recon Athlete Real Estate. What really would work is
Recon Investments.
What we could really do
Recon
is get
Realty.
into buy a structure of land, house studios, and then lease out the other units, and
let's go to Creedmoor.
Get it done. Creedmoor, interestingly, okay. Creedmoor has a little bit of area.
Mm-hmm.
Look, Chris has been researching, waiting to drop this knowledge.
Hey man, I know a little bit about everything.
I believe that.
I'm not like an expert on one subject. I'm like a Renaissance man.
God, taking my thunder. It's like, do you know what they call that, Chris? Thank you. I was trying to set that up there for the alley-oop.
My bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Sorry. Yeah. So Last Chance U. Yeah, Wes. I'll check it out. Yeah, because I saw that too. I think I saw. I think I got an email. Netflix will email you.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I think I saw emails like, oh, last Chance U. Check it out. Last season. Blah blah.
And they've been having some really good stuff on there too lately.
Yeah.
I watched Stand and Deliver with James Olmos.
The Finger Man.
Oh, you the Finger Man? Count
5
by
times
nines.
5. Count by nines. Finger Man.
But it's really good to see those kind of movies where you can see
our people,
the people, and being in different roles and actually kind of seeing that dynamic too, where you can have a certain lifestyle that's very meek, and then you can take a very difficult road, and then become the end of Lou Diamond Phillips at the end of Stand and Deliver. So that's a really fun thing. And if you make a poor choice, then you'll go the way of his friend. And so good movie to think about.
It's like Blood In, Blood Out.
That's another very good movie. Not a lot of people have seen that one. I mean, we've seen it, but not a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah.
And that's a movie from the 90s. It's a very impactful movie.
Nah, I mean, even BJ liked Blood In, Blood Out. I mean, but BJ is very like in the culture because he hung out with me and Emo and Paul Partita and Marshall Cisneros and Mike Ayala. And like,
so you telling me BJ's Mexican?
Yeah, a little bit. He's a little bit.
I wouldn't doubt it.
He's a little bit. He knows.
Okay, Miklo.
Yeah, no, that's his. We used to call him that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're like, what a little milkweed.
And the funny thing is, you can't find that movie.
No, you can't.
You can't find it.
I have it on DVD.
Oh, you found it on DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have it on VHS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then my VHS player doesn't work, so I have to kind of like
maybe go to Half Price Books. No, hashtag no ads.
Yeah, I know we've been promoting a lot of people today.
Yeah.
I'll have to look for it. I tried to find it online, and there was like nothing. Amazon, nothing.
Yeah.
Shout out to John Kalunga and Kreitz Market because he went to go meet Magic, the guy. Something Rivers. anyways, he went to go meet him in San Marcos because he was having he does tours. These guys from Blood In Blood Out, they do tours, and he was at a spot in San Marcos, a barbershop, and he was just up there. He took his stepdad, John did, and met the guy Magic, the guy with the big mustache, slick back hair, the guy does that. Yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty fun to see that.
So he's still making money off the Blood In Blood Out movie.
He's hustling, bro.
That's awesome.
Hustling.
This was made like what 25 years ago, 30 years ago almost.
91, 92.
Yeah, almost 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's still touring like, hey, come.
Dyeing his soul patch black. Yeah, bro.
Like signing autographs, taking pictures and stuff.
Charge, $10.
$10. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I mean, and it wasn't. He didn't have like a big part in the movie, Yeah.
But the hint there, the cholos, bro. They want to go meet the person.
Yeah.
That they identify with.
Yeah. It's dope.
It's interesting.
Good on him, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, man. Recon Athlete, episode 97. Apparently Paul's going somewhere. Where are you going?
I'm actually going on vacation.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm stepping away to recharge the batteries from the day job and from Recon, and probably play a little golf in Lockhart, America.
Okay.
Probably try to see if Stefano can get me into Plum Creek. I don't know, and I need to find something. Me and Papa Romeo maybe take a road trip to San Juan, to the Basilica, and I don't know, see what happens.
Let's see what BJ wants to say before we're off of here. Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, BJ?
Hey, first of all, thank y'all for giving me something to listen to. Just this 5 miles. And it's hot, man. I'm dying.
All right. What's up, dude? How you doing?
All right. So I'm doing great. So a couple of things.
Okay.
I need to help y'all with.
Thank you.
Okay, I need to help y'all with. And I'm going in order because I haven't made a little note,
Okay.
With Damian Williams opting out, I pushed Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong.
No, you got it. No, that's good.
Yeah, I have him all the way up to RB6 on my board.
So first round?
If you don't take him first round, okay. I don't think there's any way he should go past like the 13th or 14th overall pick.
Yeah.
I just don't.
That's what I'm hearing, man. I'm on the board with you.
But BJ, you have the number one pick, so how are you going to handle that?
I'm obviously going to take McCaffrey. I think if anyone doesn't take McCaffrey, if you have the number one pick, then you're fooling yourself. Honestly. You could probably make some kind of argument if you wanted to for Barkley or Elliott, but that's because you're a fan of those players. If you're looking at pure numbers and pure availability of what they can produce, McCaffrey is the number one pick.
Yeah.
Then I think pick 2 through 6 and 7, there's a lot of argument for how you want to rank those guys and who you would go next after that.
Right.
But I'll tell you one reason why I have Edwards-Helaire up so high is I don't think he's going to be a bell cow running back as far as getting a 1,200 yard rushing or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd be shocked if he doesn't catch 70 passes. So he catches 70 passes, gets 700, 800 yards receiving, gets another 800 yards rushing, and in that KC offense, he's going to score a dozen touchdowns, and then bam, that's top 5 production easy right there.
Mm-hmm.
A couple other things. Russell Wilson is by far the best quarterback in the NFL right now. I understand the argument for Mahomes. To say that Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, he has to do what he's done for at least 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson has done this year in and year out.
Yeah.
If Mahomes continues his production for another 2 or 3 years, sure, no problem. But based on right now, it's Russell Wilson because he does more with less, which I think y'all equated to. The talent on that roster has not been as high as some of the talent on other rosters, and he just finds a way. And the big reason his touchdowns hurt is because they hand the ball off so much, except when they're supposed to in the Super Bowl. Other than that, Paul, you're on Audible. I think that's awesome. My book recommendation for you. All right. Leon Uris, Mila 18. Check it out, and you will say thank you.
What's it called?
Mila 18. Mila 18. MILA 18. Just the number 18. Mila 18.
Okay.
By Leon Uris. Fantastic book. It's about the Polish, the Warsaw ghetto uprising back in like the World War II era. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic book.
Okay.
Has a lot of relevant tracks to what's going on today in our country, I think.
Nice. And we still going to? We still trying to go to Oregon?
Yeah, dude, let's go to Oregon. I mean, we got a free place to stay. And I looked last night. Yeah, round trip airfare last night was $245, dude. And we got a free place to stay at our buddy CP's house.
All right. Is
so
CP?
Let's go on up there.
Is he part of the uprising there?
No, CP is a software developer for Amazon, dude. He's not part of the uprising. CP is all about raising a 5-year-old. That's what CP is about.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But so are you.
Besides, if I want. Well, yeah. I know I'm not part of the uprising. I mean, I support what they're doing, but if I'm going to Portland, if I'm going to Portland, there's about 20 breweries that are on my life checklist that I need to go by and sample. You know, so. I'm
down, dude. I mean, I wear my masks. I wash my hands.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, wear your mask, wash your hands, be reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that we could all be safe. That's the biggest problem with people today, man. Like, we over exaggerate things and we're not reasonable. If every person just wore their mask, washed their hands, avoid places where you're crowded into a small room with 50 people, we could probably all get past this. But unfortunately, 25% of the population is going to continue to be, denialist and stupid, and they're going to mess it up for the rest of us,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my take on it.
All right. Anything else for us?
Yeah, a couple of things. One kind of interesting fantasy element, and I have to admit that I didn't think about this, but I read an article yesterday from fantasypros.com, hashtag no ads, that everyone should go to, right? And they talked about some of these NFL players who have already had COVID, and if that would move them up a draft board, with the theory behind maybe it's harder for them to get it a second time. So would that make them more secure? I don't know. That's kind of an interesting argument, especially when you think about Zeke, man. Like, he's already had it. He's over it, I know the science says maybe sometimes you can still get it again or whatnot, but is he a safer pick than someone else right around him because he's already been exposed and has recovered? I don't know, because it is going to massively affect the fantasy football and the NFL season. I mean, there are going to be players that you're counting on to win your fantasy game that are going to miss 3 or 4 weeks. I mean, it's just going to happen, So depth is going to be very important. All leagues should, in the very least, add an IR spot if they don't have one already.
Yeah.
I think every league should probably have 2 IR spots just for this specific reason, and probably even either massively expand rosters so people can carry more, or contract rosters to make sure there's always something on the waiver wire.
Yeah.
So, and that's just to keep it fair, because, man, I think, like y'all alluded to, what's going to happen is it's going to be localized within teams. So one person on a team is going to get it, and a week later you're going to have 14, 15 other people on the team. That's just the nature of what the science is right now.
Yeah. Hey,
so, I don't know, man.
What's that? Where are you, dude? Are you in a wind tunnel?
No, man, I'm at the park, dude. I told you I just ran 5 miles.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm training because that kid Zach, that little kid that y'all pick up from the daycare to come on the show every now and then. He's always throwing challenges out there, but yet I've asked him if he wants to race me or if he wants to have some kind of competition, and I never hear anything. But
what he came by the restaurant last night, and he said he could do more push-ups than me, so I think we're going to do a push-up challenge. So
yeah, no. But can he even do a push-up? And he only weighs like 80 pounds.
Because he was like, you have to push up 260 pounds, so I think I can beat you. And I was like, all right.
Chris, there's no way you weigh 260, man. There's no way.
I know, he's just messing up, dude. He just I'm at 210 right now. Well, I'll find out on Monday. I got a physical. My annual's coming up, so I'll find out.
Well,
Monday.
I mean, I'm walking around about 230 or so. So I bet you're at 205, 210. Yeah.
And a question right here, Paul. I just logged into the league, and I'm looking at the draft order. What happened to it?
What about it?
It says you're number 1.
I haven't set it yet.
Oh.
No, nothing's been set. All I did was set everything up and get everybody invited.
Oh, BJ's been saying he's number 1 draft.
He is number 1.
Yeah, well, he posted a YouTube thing. He just hasn't.
Yeah, Chris hasn't checked his email. That's what he's doing.
Dude, I'm looking at my email right now.
Have you looked at the link at the YouTube link that I put in your email?
No.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. The one that signed "Good Luck Losers."
Correct.
Oh, okay.
That might have been from me.
Okay.
No, it was me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
So
the world of fantasy and make believe is my realm.
BJ, wait, what's going on here? I'm number 2.
No, have you watched all of it?
No.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me go to the end. I am number 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, cool. All right, I'll take that.
So, hey, Wednesday, y'all are doing fantasy. Are you going to host me as a special guest to help run down some fantasy stuff?
We might. We might skip Wednesday just because Paul's going to be on vacation. I'm not sure what's up with Zach because he might, So maybe Saturday we'll do we'll have you on.
All right.
Cool?
Just let me know.
Yeah.
I am the fantasy guy. And just to be fair, last year on Fantasy Pros, I did finish 18th out of over 25,000 participants. So I am going to toot my own horn here. Okay, this is what I do. I have no life. I listen to podcasts and I do fantasy sports.
Okay. You need a website, dude. You need a fantasy.
Yeah,
you need a fantasy podcast, dude.
I have a couple of websites out there if you're interested in human geography or world history. I'm just saying.
We're talking about fantasy.
We're talking about fantasy sports, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, help me make one.
All right.
Yeah. And then the new website my brother and I just made. Well, Legs Miserable. I'm going to put that on y'all's show next week.
All right, man.
See if we can get some love out there. So
cool, bro.
But all right, losers. Well, I'll listen to the rest of y'all's show, and then I'll probably critique everything that y'all say because y'all know absolutely nothing about fantasy sports.
That's true. All right, man. How's your baseball team doing?
Oh, dude, I hope the season ends because I'm in first place. And they said before, if it gets called short, they go with the rankings as it is. I haven't lost a single game.
Okay.
And I know nothing about fantasy baseball. I just read a bunch of the websites, and I read these things about pitching recommendations and things like that. Yeah. But yeah, dude, I hope it ends.
I hope it ends. And before we let you go, are you watching Last Chance of You?
No, I've never watched it. I'm kind of like you. I don't have necessarily a whole lot of time, to watch things on TV. I do have a couple of shows that I've watched. The Boys is a really good show. Another great one on Amazon that I watched is called 000, which I really liked. But yeah, I don't have very much time to watch a lot of TV.
All right. Well, we'll try to get. That was a Wes recommendation, so I'm going to try to get that one in the next week.
Yeah,
or so.
Word, dude. Yeah.
So, all right, brother. We'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Later on, guys.
Later.
Sure.
Bye, Mikla.
Bye.
BJ, he's so cool. Not really.
I was gonna say what?
All right, Recon Athlete episode 97. Let's wrap this thing up. Appreciate y'all, joining us. Everybody on the watch party. Wes, Snoop, Emo. Let's see, Eric Partita was on there. Stuart Newton, Roland Azua. I used to work with that dude back in the day, man. Used to work at a manufacturing company, dude. So like almost 15 years.
Yeah,
ago.
I remember.
So, see, BJ was on there. Emo. Coach Gutman was on there. Anthony Lopez. Paul Partita was on there. He didn't say anything about. We didn't talk about Yankees today, so he didn't chime in. And Lile Bazan, Virginia's mom, BJ Swigera. All right, man. Shout outs.
Shout out to Snoop and his show Flex ATX. Snoop Daniel production. It was a good fun show last night. They had some really good guests on, and yeah, man, I love doing it. Really hopeful to be in a studio there soon. Probably not till football season probably kicks off, which is in August. It'll probably be late August.
Okay.
With the 4A schools, and we'll be able to cover some of those like Lampasas, Burnett, Fredericksburg. Those will be kind of in the area. I'll probably shoot out to Flatonia for a couple of their games. Some of them got nixed, but I want to see some high school football, and I don't want to wait till September to do it.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to shout out to God. Shout out to my parents. Shout out to everybody who was on the watch party. Really appreciate everybody there. Shout out to Zach. Hope you feel better. Shout out to Snoop, of course, and Flex ATX. And shout out to Kreitz Market. And everybody else that we talked about, all the other products that we talked about today. Hashtag no ads. All right, Paul, man, do your thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all enjoyed the podcast, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. And everybody on YouTube, hit the bell. We'll let you know when we upload. We gone.